Demons Among Us. My first introduction to demons, I was around the age of maybe 6, 7 years old. My parents would often leave us in the house by ourselves, just me and my siblings. My sister was older, my brother was younger. It wasn't a big deal. We lived in very rural West Virginia, and the closest neighbor was my grandma, and my parents would go and play cards or visit my grandma, leave the four of us alone. Not a big deal. Never bothered us. One time, very young, my cousins came from Ohio or Michigan. I forget where they lived at the time. Well, they brought a Ouija board with them, and we started playing that Ouija board while my parents were gone. I didn't know. I never had it before. I didn't know anything. My mother was Christian. My dad at that time was definitely not a Christian. So I had both sides of the fence in my household. We played the Ouija board, and then all of a sudden my cousins were terrified. Terrified. I don't know what they were terrified of. Every little noise. It was the middle of the day. They decided we needed to go into the big walk-in closet and stay there until my parents got there. Why? I played along with it. I wanted to be part of my cousins. They were a little bit older than me, and my other siblings wasn't there, just my cousins. So I played along with it. When my mom got home, she saw the Ouija board and got it immediately out of the house. By that time, the damage had been done. From that moment on, I was terrified. I was afraid at night. I was afraid to be by myself. When my mom left with me and my siblings, I would be terrified, absolutely terrified. I was afraid all the time. I didn't know what happened to me. I can pinpoint now it was from that moment. The Bible, the book of 2 Timothy, New Testament, you should read it. Chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." God didn't give me that spirit of fear. Who did? The demons. The demons entered me. They saw an open vessel. When I was playing with that Ouija board and I was given into the fear of my cousins, I opened myself up and allowed a demon to come in. I had never asked Jesus in my heart at that point. I just thought I was saved because my mom was saved, but I was young. But I opened myself up for a demon to come in. Years later, maybe when I was about 13, I had a long conversation with my dad, who was serving the Lord. He was on fire for the Lord at that time. And I told him, "Dad, I'm so afraid. Everything makes me afraid. I'm terrified." He said, "Daughter, you have the spirit of fear." And my dad prayed for me, and he got that spirit of fear out of me. Now when fear tries to enter in, no, devil, you ain't playing that trick on me again. Spirits can come in when you open yourself up. I had a lot of experience, but that was my first experience. Beware. Beware and protect your children. Just because they're children don't mean that they can't have the spirit of fear. Monitor your kids. How are they acting? Cast those demons out.